Devi temples are made one way, Shiva temples are made another way, Krishna temples are made another way, Vishnu temples are all in one way, Brahma temples in different ways. And all the different kinds of Devis, they are made differently. These were all energy centers established for different purposes. According to your purpose, whoever you are, you could go there. And according to its nature, different class of people manage different types of temples. Over a period of time, for the maintenance of the temple, by the devotees constantly contributing to the temple, temple's wealth grew. As the wealth grew, slowly certain communities tried to kind of dominate that because there was so much money and so much wealth, so naturally certain people dominated that. Well, in the British era, you must understand this, the Hindu temples were not taken over by the British Empire. It was taken over by a corporate called East India Company. A business took over the temples. Why was… you think the business was interested in your religion? No, because they saw there was so much wealth, they decided they must take it. In 1840, because these temples were managed by the English people, the resistance rose in the Christian community, both back home for them and also here, that Christian men are managing pagan temples and we cannot condone that. So they decided to hand it back. By then they had shaved off all the jewelry, this, that. They couldn't take the land to England, so they took only what could be moved. Some temples escaped this, most temples lost their gold and diamond and everything that they had in huge quantities because people went on contributing. Only when some emergency like a famine or something came, it was for the temple to decide how much it should spend on those situations. Anyway, that's a history thing. Now if we release it, should the Brahmins come back? Not at all. There was a time where if you had to be in the army, you had to be a Kshatriya. If you have to be in the temple, you had to be a Brahmin. Well, as you know today, you can join the Indian army no matter what caste, creed or religion you are. So similarly, the same should happen to the temples. The only thing is the necessary training. So we can open up institutions which will do the training. So it doesn't matter what religion or caste you are, you should still be able to serve. We must establish institutions where we will train people what should happen in a Shiva temple, what should happen in a Krishna temple, what should happen in a Vishnu temple, what should happen in a Devi temple. So, whoever learns the process and passes the examination, they will run the temple. Well, right here at Isha Yoga Center, this is a classic example. Here the Bhairavi Devi, a stringent training process, because this has a certain level of ritual involved. Only women can do it. Men are only in the outskirts of the temple. They cannot go in because that's the nature of the consecration. Here in the Dhyanalinga temple, 1/2 of the month, the lunar month, men manage it. Another half of the lunar month, women manage it. But they're all brahmacharis, both ways. They're all ash people, because he's ash.
Corruption can affect some Indian temples just like it can affect any other place. Corruption means people doing dishonest things for personal gain. It's important to note that not all temples are corrupt, many are well managed and honest. Corruption in temples can happen for different reasons. Sometimes the temple doesn't show how it uses its money it gets, which can make it easier for dishonesty. Poor management, interference from powerful people, and a lack of proper rules and oversight can also contribute to corruption. Some temples need money for upkeep and rituals, and if money isn't handled well, it can lead to corruption. While this happens in some cases, it's not fair to say that all Indian temples are corrupt. Many temples are trying to fix these issues. It's important to avoid judging everyone based on the actions of just few temples in our country.